Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Nothing Fancy Video. I'm Althea, and today we are doing our third Akashic record reading. There was no questions on the number 2 Akashic record reading, so I thought I would do kind of a demonstration. The reason why is because, okay, so it takes about 15 minutes to open up the records. So I always do that before I come on to film. Otherwise, it's just 15 minutes of me sitting there going through the process of opening the records. But I had a dream, and I thought that it would be interesting to see what the Akashic records had to say about this particular dream. Now, this dream happened probably about 3 days ago. And in this dream, I dreamed that there was a man that was asking for a ride. And I wasn't scared or nervous about this man, but he wanted a ride to this city. And it was a city I've never been to before. So I don't know why I was going there, but so I was like, all right, he told me that he would pay $10 or something. It was $7.57 to be precise. Like, that's a really odd dollar amount, but okay. So he got in the vehicle, we started driving. When we got to this overlook of this city, like, it was on fire. It was just on fire. And I was like, are you sure you want to go there? And he's like, I knew this was going to happen. And that's when I woke up. So I was like, okay, what is the significance of the dollar amount? What is the significance of me giving a ride to somebody? What is the significance of this man saying that about the city? And what was the significance of the city on fire? Those were the things that I wanted to be able to kind of clarify into from the Akashic records. So the first question that I'm going to ask into the records is, what was the significance of me stopping to give this man a ride? Okay. The significance of giving the man a ride was an expression of kindness and thoughtfulness. Okay. Okay, that was a demonstration of being what you want to see in the world, kindness. The records are saying that the man was familiar to me, but I'm not sure exactly who the man was. Maybe that would explain why I wasn't fearful or scared to give him a ride. What was the significance of the $7.57? Okay, so the records are saying that in order to understand the 757, it's understanding what the number 7 is, what the number 5 represents, and what the number 7 represents. 7 is a cycle. So 757, a beginning cycle, an ending cycle. Oh, an ending cycle. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so the ending cycle. Okay, the ending cycle. It's kind of pointing me now to look over the city. All right, so the city. I've never been to this city. I don't know what city it was. So I'm asking the records, what was the city and what was the significance of it being on fire? The significance of it is a fulfillment of prophecy. The city was Chicago. Okay. What I'm getting now is that in here, there is an opportunity for people to get out of the city if they choose now. That's interesting, the end of the cycle and the fire on city. He knew this would happen. The fulfillment of prophecy. It has been prophesied that the city of Chicago will burn. Silly kitties. So that's interesting to me because, you know, it doesn't say when. You know, it's interesting to me because, like, when you're working with the Akashic records, like, there are events that it doesn't give particularly clear answers to, and the reason why is because some of those things are choices. So choices are still left to be made that can choose to somewhat dim or alter or choose a different path. And so sometimes those things are not very clear in the Akashic records when it comes to a choice matter. Yes, we can make better choices when we have information, but it's also one of those things where it's like, now, if you want to be able to relocate to a safer setting, or what you feel is a safer setting, now is a good time to do that. Without any rush or panic. You know, when we have warnings and things like that, and when we have prophecies, some of them, yes, we have a hard time paying attention to, and others have, you know, they are for our warning, of course, or preparation. Preparation is a much better word, because when we're prepared, of course, ye shall not fear if ye are prepared, and that kind of stuff. What it's coming out of the records is that dreams like this are going to be increasing for people. They will start having visions. They will be able to start seeing events before they happen. That is interesting to me because a lot of people are already having this. Most of it is because of the children. The children are starting to have dreams, and they're like, Mom, Dad, I had this dream, blah, 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 blah. So it... If you are wanting to start a dream journal, now would be a good time to do that. Just because it's like, when we can track patterns, it makes it much easier to do stuff. That is very fascinating to me. I'm also getting from the records that there will be... Oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay, so what I'm getting is that not only will the dreams increase, but people, if they're paying attention, will be able to see the things that are happening, and they'll be able to be like, oh, this is a dream trigger, and I remembered what was going to happen. You remember those deja vu moments that you have, where you're like, oh, okay, what happened next? I remember you said this, I was standing here, blah, blah, blah. What that means is that you're right in the right space to be able to receive the revelation that you need at that time in order to be able to move forward. So deja vu moments are very, very important now. They're going to be increasing. They're going to be getting stronger and more relevant. And there will be more detail than just that little glimpse. So pay attention to those things. What I'm also understanding from the records is like, the timeline is correct for that event to happen. So it just doesn't say exactly when. I mean, it could be a matter of days, months, years, but it's also take this time to be able to prepare to do something else. If you've been thinking about relocating, if your job is something that you're like, you know what, we want to be able to go homestead. Well, go homestead. Now would be a good time. But of course, it's all about planning too. You can't just go. I mean, when you just go without thought or plans, then there's a lot of variables that can happen that can really like suck the money dry. They can suck the emotion out of it. They can suck the pleasure out of it. At least if you have a plan, you can adjust and change and adapt along the way. But not having those things in place are something it's like literally setting yourself up for failure. That's interesting to me. I live in a rural setting. I don't know how it would be to live with people on top of me, on the sides of me, and underneath. I don't know what apartment life would be like, but I would imagine that if you have been doing apartment life or duplex life or even like compact city life, I would imagine that it would be quite a kind of a fearful thing to get out into the great wide open, because Number one is quiet. It's quiet. And right now it looks like there's a lot of quietness that needs to be happening so that people can pay attention to the things that are coming through for them. That is interesting. That is correct. People sometimes will get out in the middle of nowhere and they'll be like, there is nothing to see. I went to South Carolina, and there was so many trees that you couldn't see nothing. That was very strange to me to see that many trees, as I am into being able to see like for miles. Okay. That's very interesting. Okay, so there is your Akashic record reading. Stay with me as I close the records. We thank the Akashic record keepers, teachers, instructors for their light and love. The records are now closed, amen. The records are now closed, amen. The records are now closed, amen. Wow. Okay, that was quite an interesting one. Again, like, please be able to, like, if you have questions that you would like answered from the Akashic records or maybe some clarification, then of course, post it in the comments below on today's reading, and we'll be able to answer them next time. It is for my subscribers only, so if you like and subscribe and give me the thumbs up, then you can post your questions on this one and the Cup and the Card reading that will be coming up on Friday. Thank you so much for all of the support and the views. Like, I really appreciate this, and thank you for just being a part of this world. You are so needed right now, and I'm so thankful to be able to share my gifts and talents with you. I hope you can benefit from them. I hope that your day goes well, and I hope that you can get everything taken care of as you need. We will see you next time. Bye.